Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm the Watcher, and today we're going to be talking about The Crusaders, put out by Chick Publications. This, mini says Volume 1, but I couldn't find more of these. In fact, here's their whole catalog. Best I could tell, they made comics for like 2 years, and they've been reprinting them. And you'll see what I mean in here. It looks like they literally scanned an old comic and reprinted it. Like they don't have the original art. Now, I will warn you that this is a very serious book, despite it being a kid's Christian comic. I mean, it does say for teens and adults, but you might not feel good by the end of this. So, like, if you're sensitive to things, especially like communism, government oppression, bad endings, like really sad endings that don't pay off, don't watch this video. Wait to the next one. Our next one, we are going to do Final Faction, which you can find at your local Dollar Tree, because you're going to need something to cheer you up after this. Okay, so one reason I moved out here is I can get better camera angles. Also, it's more private. It's a secret lair. So, if you like the camera angles, let me know. If you don't, or you think there's a better one, also let me know. If you want to just randomly insult me because this is the internet, I expect that too. For certain images, if I can't get them to focus right, I will take out sections and put them up on screen. Alright, so you start out with some secret police. You know, it looks like they're going to get some criminals, you know. They must be doing something horrible. So right away you can see what I mean. Like, the artwork actually looks good, but the print quality, let me zoom in here. It looks off, right? It looks fuzzy. You kind of see a dark outline. It's not showing up very well on camera, but of where the Xerox was. So this guy, you know, he's the rat, and he's going to the colonel. He's like, they're in there right now. And they burst in, and it's a lovely little Christian family. You know, they're reading the Bible. And, you know, this actually happened. I believe they were called well, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I don't want to mispronounce it because I have to look it up on my phone. I did not write it down. This really did happen, by the way. Secret police went around arresting Christians. So that's one of the reasons I said this is very touchy subject matter, because they took a very serious issue when they made this story. So let's get on with it. So see, they're grabbing the children. They're trying to hide the Bible. The old Gorbachev-looking dude here is, you know, he's having some words with the guy that ratted him out. Strong Christian words, though. Here they say they're going to split up the men, women, and children. And this is where I start getting it. So they have someone going to a church in Chicago who's going to help them out. That's how they make it sound. So you cut to Chicago. Now, these night scenes, they look like they were beautiful originally. I think it might have been an issue with the printing, but some of them, you cannot see what's going on at all. So you get into a church, and it's like, it turns into like a secret agent movie at this point. They start introducing these two guys, these badasses, that they got to carry out this mission. So first, Timothy Emerson Clark. You know, he was a NAM. He's the only one to make it out of his platoon. He converted to Christ while he was recovering in the hospital. In the next one, this is my favorite character. Alright, so the next guy, James Carter. Yeah, he was, you know, is very, you can tell this was made in the 70s. Oh, here's another thing. They have asterisks all over with little proverbs you can look up if you want to follow along at home. So this preacher goes and confronts him. And look, dude, he just starts shaking him, you know. And he's just like, you know, fudge you, man. He's telling him that pretty much the devil is his father, and that he needs to turn his life to Jesus. Oh, some of these bubbles coming up, you're going to be able to see some of the printing issues I was telling you about. Now, I'm just going to read this how it is. Wow, preacher, you're too much. You really believe that jazz? Also, he has like this cape, this little shoulder cape, like the Pope. Oh, here we go. So you can see there some of it's Xeroxed off. But I mean, like, they're still printing these comics from the 70s and reselling them, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. I have another one about evolution I'm going to do at a later date, but I don't want to do a bunch of serious ones in a row. But now he's explaining to him the story of Jesus' miraculous birth. He's like, man, that's out of sight. Why didn't someone tell me this before? Look at him. He's sweating because he's realizing how his sins are going to be counted, and he's going to have to like turn his life to Jesus. And there he is. Man, I see it, but I don't believe it. They're praying. He's converting to Christ right there in the street. And then they come in. Look at them now. Some fine, upstanding Christian dudes. Alright, so they talk about the mission. They're going to have to sneak past police. They're sneaking in the country to take this here microfilm. It has the Bible on it in Romanian. Those police earlier, they round up that family. They had the last Bible in all of Romania. So, they're going to sneak this in. They're going to hide it in a cigarette. And they're pretty much going to hand it off to a guy at a train station and then get out. Alright, now this chick here, you know, I mean, you can always tell she's evil. By the way they draw everyone evil, they draw very, like, evilly. See, and pretty much she closes that guy. He's pissed off because he's been waiting in line. Because she's going to go take pictures. She's going to take this file into the crapper and take photos. And this is what I mean, where they had some ambitious, like, dark sequences, and they look good here, but there's some coming up, you just cannot tell what's happening. So she notifies, you know, the KGB. Here we go. Like, the KGB guy, like, look, it's just, you can barely see what's going on there, right? I mean, look how he's clearly evil. Oh, this part right here, I love this. I mean, it's beautiful artwork. I mean, you know, this is my bread and butter right here. And now he just goes off for a while about why the state needs control and whatnot. And his plan is essentially to get a woman to seduce him, and they're going to take a video of it because the Clark, he is an ambassador's son to France, and they think if they have like a sex video of him, they can embarrass him somehow. I mean, it is a long time ago and they're Christian. Oh, here we go. Here's where they're explaining the cigarette. I'll go buy a pack right away. So yes, they're going to hide it. And this is something they actually did in the past, like the CIA and the KGB. Here's some of those scenes where you can barely see what's all going on there, right? Evil KGB man. So here's the thing I realized at this point in the story. The KGB wants to entrap them and get a video. So they're pretty much safe on their mission. Like, they're not going to get shot. They're not going to get murdered. They're going to get watched. I mean, there's stories of, like, KGB officers who were telling people that weren't supposed to know. And they stopped to remind them, you need to get on this train or you're going to be trapped outside of the city. Or, like, this one time, someone they were telling was getting robbed and they stopped the robbery. So, you know, they're pretty safe. The world's a funny place. Alright, here's where they bring in the chick. She's done something like 19 dudes like this. I mean, she's beautiful. You know, it's a beautiful woman. They're going to trap them. But, you know, they don't realize the kind of men they're messing with. They're about to find out. Oh, here we go. You're taking off. You got your cancer sticks? Are you kidding? Like, right when they're taking off, right when it's too late? Alright, so I saw this joke. I loved it. I'm like, this is kind of humor my mom would love. You gentlemen want a cocktail? No thanks, miss. I like to hear young men talk like that. Now maybe I can drink theirs. Martha, you're terrible. I thought it was funny. Alright, so they land. You know, she's beautiful. She's got the... You know, he's just a dick. I mean, look at him. They just try to make you not... It's like those drawings of Charles Darwin. They just try to make you hate him as much as possible. Like, I mean, look at that outfit. That's a great costume. I feel like whoever made this, like, they wanted to make more of these, you know? Paycheck. I mean, look at the perspective there on the Eiffel Tower. It's awesome. So there we go. So they're hailing a taxi, and some guy tries to take it, which they planted. Sorry about that. Had to do some adjustments. Anyways, so, you know, he just goes, he flips them. I think this is the last action you get to. He flips that guy. You know, she's trying to seduce him in, like, the weirdest way possible, I guess. But you know what? They're not having it. They're telling her she needs Jesus. You know? They're telling her, you should turn your life over to God, lady. And they're just traveling together. She's like, oh, I happen to be going where you're going. Because she's a plant. So, I mean, they try everything. Like, right here, he's like, you mean to tell us he hasn't even made a pass at you? You've only got 2 days left. He will, Colonel. I'm going to zero in on him tonight. You better do something. You know what that means. That's right, with her vagina. So she tries, they got the moonlight. She's, you know, they're trying hard. They exchange a cigarette. You know, she's seducing him. The other guy off, he give him the cigarette. So here it kind of wraps up. So she goes into his room late at night. She's like, I need you. Well, I need to talk to you. There they are. They're behind this glass. I'm assuming it's like a picture in the room, and they're filming. And he's like, let me see the film. He's all happy. You won't be happy, Colonel. Because he read to her from the Bible. And she turned her life to Jesus, and so did the camera guy. And this is where it gets messed up, people. So, like I was saying earlier, like, you think he's gonna, like, marry her, he's gonna turn her to an honest woman or something? Look at this. So they're just gonna let you read this. Alright. She says goodbye to him. She winds up in jail, but she's thanking them because they showed her the way of Christ and that her soul will be saved for eternity. And that is how the story ends. No one gets help. That family doesn't get help. They die in a gulag and probably a work camp. But there will be Bibles in Romania. So, my final thoughts. You take from the story what you came in with. It's like, you know, I can see to some people how it's a great story and the ending is very meaningful to them. But I think to a lot of people, especially more cynical people, it's very dreary. I mean, like, if it was a Captain America, he would have took the girl back to America and married her or some shit. You know, it would have been like, you wouldn't have seen her again. But oh my god, dude, just, you see what I mean? You see what I mean. It wasn't, I don't know who they made this for, honestly. And they still sell them. I just ordered a bunch more. Once again, Chick Publications. And if you do it, they'll send you a bunch of these little pamphlets I'll put up on screen right now. That, I mean, I like the pamphlets more. They sent me like 18 of them, because they'll send them every month. It's great. Well, anyways, I've been The Watcher. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope to see you again next week. Once again, we're going to be doing, where'd I put that? Final Faction. And I hope to see you there. Good night, and God bless.